1, then every single level in World 2, and so on until World 5, until they complete the last level in that world, DJ Octavio. And now the players are off. So mostly in common routes, they begin with level 3 with the dualies. A lot of the routing from doing which level when is usually goes by level optimization. Basically, you want to keep the same weapon as long as possible before you switch, because each level has different strategies with different weapons. So for example, this level works faster with the dualies because, as you can see, they're dodging into these boost pads and the rails. And basically, they're going to be doing a lot of optimization with all these different weapons that are offered to us. We're only going to see about 3 during the run, and then it's going to be the hero shot, the hero charger, and the dualies. We're only going to see those 3 weapons throughout the run. This level is a bit cycle-based. Usually the ink columns there are on global cycles, especially the one at the end. And boomnoise going for God Cycle, getting a 104. That is 2 seconds away from the world record on that level. That's very impressive. Of course, that's probably what we should expect from the world record holder. And Magic8Ball getting a 111. Basically, in a way, the run, pretty much. Because they're just going to be doing every level as fast as possible. Boomnoise going into level 2 with the hero shot. Level 2 involves a lot of these sponges. And looks like he's struggling to get up. You can probably already tell that this is a lot faster paced than any percent. The hero shot is 3 times as faster as it was in any percent because it's fully upgraded. And there's no cutscenes and no dialogue mashing. You get right into the game and you're off.
Yeah, basically the main reason to play New Game Plus over any percent is just a lot more faster in general. There's less downtime, basically a bunch of quality of life changes.
A lot faster, more intense. There is barely any time to breathe. Uno is doing a very good job for the enemy sequence. Basically, the strat before was just to shoot every enemy with the hero shot, but now a new strat was discovered to use the splashdown special. Looks like Magic8Ball didn't time it right, and one enemy just went flying instead of dying. boomnoise with a 138, a very good time. Now heading to level 1. It looks like Magic8Ball is bonking like in heaven sometimes.
Sponges are just pretty weird in general.
Yeah, they have a weird hitbox sometimes. And another thing to note is that both the dualies and the hero shot have something that we call shot RNG, which basically the little bullets of ink almost fire in different directions, and so that can affect the gameplay. It's like, say, if you're shooting at something, the ink might not go exactly where you want it to. And so the hero shot and hero dualies have a little bit of variance on where the ink goes. The only weapon that doesn't is the hero charger, that weapon is the most precise weapon, because the ink will always you'll always shoot where you want to shoot, basically.
It is 100% accuracy, yeah.
The ink path from shooting the RNG, but that really affects the gameplay.
A small difference to note between the hero shot and the hero dualies, although they are very similar, they both fire very fast, and they have high damage as well. A key difference is that the dualies can dodge roll, which we'll see a lot of in later levels, especially levels with rails. That helps us save a lot of time. But dodge rolls basically move you forward a set amount of distance. You can do it twice, but after you do it twice, you are stuck for about a second in time, not able to do anything.
About a second. Yeah, you'll basically, if you do 2 dodge rolls, you'll be stopped in place very briefly. And so the players will have to, plan out how they use their dodge rolls. boomnoise here going to be doing the first boss, Octo Oven, and he's actually going to be using the charger. So we'll actually be seeing why exactly he's using this weapon.
So casually, after the toaster kind of like sticks himself out of his body, you're supposed to climb up him. That's what you're supposed to do casually, and then hit his tentacle on top. But we can just skip that with the charger's long range and hit him from the bottom.
Yeah,
that saves a bit of time.
It does, saves a lot of time. We'll actually be... It's not the only time we'll be seeing something like that performed in a boss level. We'll be seeing that with Octo Stomp in World 3 later on.
And Octo Shower in World 4.
True, but we do use that weapon in any percent as well.
Yes.
The hero upgraded has a lot faster firing rate. Its charge, if you will, is a lot faster. So Octo Shower pretty much gets wrecked in NG Plus compared to any percent. Boono is missing a couple of shots there, but looks like he's gonna come with a 111, which is 1 second from the world record, remind you.
Which is also a world record tied by 12 different people.
Yeah, and is not it's a boss that doesn't vary very much. Once you know the strats for doing an IL, in Octo Oven, it's pretty set, is what I like to call it. Like, there's not much you can do to make it faster than it already is. There's only a bunch of set strats. Boonoise here getting into level 6 in World 2. This another charger level. A lot of the charger levels are very precise, and with the weapon used. But Boomnoise is just cruising through this level, laying down some very nice shots.
Yeah, Magic just getting into World 2 now.
Yeah, you'll see the routes will be pretty similar, since like previously mentioned, they're using a lot of weapon optimization. I'm sorry, I can't speak today.
Boomnoise here going for a really cool trick using the Stingray to push a fan on a platform and then hit a grapple from across the stage so we can quickly zoom up to the end. Pretty cool strat there.
Yeah, that trick has a cool story. It actually started by Nintendo themselves submitting a tweet with a pretty cool time. Ooh, Magic8Ball taking an unfortunate death here because he couldn't reach the grappling hook. But Nintendo, anyway, using a kind of a mini version of that trick, but basically they showed that you can use the Stingray to hit grappling hooks, and it completely took the community by surprise. We were completely blown away by what they did, and so eventually we started using the Stingray, and it sort of evolved into the trick that we use today. Boomnoise here switching to the usually is when the level is heavy with the ink rails there. or I believe the proper term is grind rails.
Yes, I believe they are called grind rails.
Yes.
Also, getting into a very fun mechanic here with squeegees. Basically, there's these giant enemies that you can stand on top of them, and you're supposed to let them guide you to the other side of a giant hole that you do not want to fall into because you are going to lose a lot of time if you do. But they are not fun to do speedruns with.
Yeah, the squeegee's behavior is RNG, but we can manipulate them by using the curling bombs that they're using here. Because the curling bombs go in a straight line, so it's pretty easy for the squeegees to follow them. But the runners still have to be careful and where exactly they're aiming the curling bombs, because the squeegee's going to follow them, and then once they learn something else. And it looks like Magic8Ball is doing a level 5 right now, which is an extremely heavy grinder rail level. I'm going to be heavily using the dodge roll mechanic. I'm trying to cut as many corners as possible.
Unfortunately, he misses the jump onto the
okay.
platform, yeah. You can make that jump. It is fairly precise, but you can get it with a good setup. But unfortunate missing that there.
Yeah, it is a very precise jump. Basically, you have to shoot, squid, and jump. Once you know the setup, it's not too hard, at least from a runner's perspective. But I remember when I started learning it, it took me a while before I could finally get it consistent. And it looks like boomnoise is going to be using... Oh, it's going to be using Relonium boost. A very... in this level is basically shooting the Relonium and then dodging into it as the Relonium shoots out, and basically carrying him along to gain some distance and save some time. It is a extremely precise trick, and mostly only used in IL runs. And so the fact that he's doing them, and successfully, in full NG plus runs is very impressive, because it's an extremely precise trick. It looks like Magic8Ball is almost done with level 5 here. So far, boomnoise is having a pretty solid run. He is getting times that I can only to get in runs.
And it seems boomnoise and Magic8Ball kind of trading levels here. Did it in a bit of an opposite order, but that's okay.
Yeah, they can basically do whichever levels they want. And they seem to be using very similar optimization routes, because they're both still using the dualies. They're just going at different orders for levels. But they'll most likely meet up when they get Magic8Ball trying to go for the Relonium boost there. Unfortunately, doesn't get it. Boomnoise making the jump look like a piece of cake.
Unfortunately, takes a death, though.
Ooh, just overshot.
Depending on the level, deaths can be either really punishing or not that bad at all. Either way, you obviously don't want to die, but
yeah,
some levels are worse than others.
Not really good to die, because it's taken all the way back to the previous grind rail. But it's probably not going to affect boomnoise that much, because he has been gaining a pretty decent lead. Magic8Ball done with level 4 now. boomnoise is approaching the end of level 5. Magic8Ball is going to be doing an Octoling level. Basically, this level is where you have to collect, I believe it's 8 different Zapfish, little mini Zapfish, that are scattered around the stage, which looks like a multiplayer stage, this one being the reef. Oh, and same with boomnoise.
There are actually quite a few of these types of levels in the game. Basically, a different multiplayer stage in each world, except for World 1 for some reason, where you have to collect
World
these
1
mini
only
packs.
has 3 levels and a boss, while the remaining levels have 6.
Yes.
What's interesting about this level in particular, at least this Octoling stage, is the routes are very different amongst the runners. Some use the route commonly found for runs. But yeah, anyway, that route varies a lot between runners. Definitely more than other Octoling levels that we'll see later in the game. And ooh, Magic8Ball having a very close call there. This will be a little bit frustrating if you don't aim your shots precise enough. Magic8Ball in a new record for that stage, at least a personal record. Now they're actually not going to be super jumping to the next stage. They're just taking a little stroll. The level. I'm going to be doing the boss here, Octo Samurai. This stage I actually really like because if you remember for 80%, we used the roller, and it is a bit of kind of a sword fight, but as you can see with this level, they're absolutely destroying the boss, Octo Samurai, with the incredibly fast hero shot. They are just taking him down before the boss even has a chance to do anything. It's as you can see, they're throwing a bomb down in front of them before the tentacle try to destroy it faster. Pretty close times for both of them. Both runners now heading to World 3. So now we're in level 10. And this level mostly revolves around these Octo Seekers. We're solid. And try and not get seen. But even if we do, it's not really a big deal. We're too fast, so even when they see us, not in time. A funny story about this level is when I first played this level in my casual playthrough, I was actually kind of scared of this level. Just the fact that the Spears were looking for me. And also, in this level, there is a sectional cycle right up here that boomnoise is getting to. Basically, in this section, an Octo Seeker is pretty much going around in a circle, and he wants and each runner needs to go fast enough to try to make the cycle. It's not hard to do in NG plus as it is in any percent, since we have the capability to go extremely fast, at least compared to percent. But ooh, looks like Magic8Ball got bumped by the propeller. So it is unfortunate. Yeah, if you miss that cycle, it loses a lot. So that's why it's considered in. Boom noise is now going to be. This level is very infamous because it has a lot of precise tricks in it. One of the first tricks is car wash skip, which I'm pretty confident that Boom Noise is going to go for.
Yep, he's going for it.
Yep, let's see.
Gets it pretty easily, though.
Oh, yeah. Basically, you're basically getting by the ink columns, and then you're mashing the A button to try to basically boost out of there with invincibility frames. To try to skip. Basically, you're skipping waiting for them. It's almost like skipping a cycle.
Yeah, Magic just opting to wait it out here.
Yeah, gets damaged, goes for the armor. That is the benefit of not armor piece there. If you really want to play it safe.
When enemies break your armor, it can be pretty devastating because it slows you down a lot. And if you get hit one more time, then that's a death. You're going back to the last checkpoint.
Yeah, and also when your armor is broken, the enemies can see you in ink. So the enemies being able to see you at all times, and you're one hit away from death, and you're slow. Getting your armor broken is extremely critical.
Yeah, so sometimes it is a little bit better to go out of the beaten path to get an extra armor there.
Yep, just playing it safe. Boom Noise with a 144, very good time. And you can see how precise this level is, because you got these little tiny switches on the walls and ceiling, and it's this could be I'd say this is a very let's see, what was I just lost what
A very reset heavy level for runners.
Thank you. That's what I was doing. Well, looks like
Magic taking a death. Unfortunate.
Boom Noise now in level 12 with the dualies. This level revolves. He's using the dualies because you can actually do some trickery by like getting with the bounce pads by dodging into them. You'll see that a couple times.
Another
a bit of a cycle-based level too.
Yes, another fun thing to do with the dualies is that when you dodge roll, they rocket you straight down if you're in the air. So
Oh,
you can
yeah.
use that one portion right there. We can just dodge roll all the way down, and it's quite fast.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. Using some more dodgery trickery right there too to get ahead. Wow, boomnoise is kind of so close to the IO record for every level. Gonna be doing level 15, another Octoling level. This one introduces Octolings with rollers, which can actually break your armor instantly. And so, because of that, this level can be a bit frustrating. Or at least a bit dangerous. Because, like, once your armor is broken, these Octolings will surround you and they'll hunt you down. And also, another thing worth mentioning is that Noise is very famous for a lot of IL world records in the game too, which would explain why he's so good at all of them. But I believe he actually has the most world records.
He
Pretty
does.
rare.
He holds almost over half of them, I think, or maybe just under
Yeah,
half of them.
it's a lot though. It's a lot than we would like to admit.
Boomnoise, moving on to level 11 here with the charger. We have these enemies here that'll drop keys, and you have to collect these keys to move on to the next area. But when you get close to them, they'll move. So we opt to use the charger here to get a first shot on them. These shots can be pretty tricky, but Boomnoise making pretty quick work of them.
Yeah, some levels have strats that are completely different from many percent, and some that are a little similar but just faster. Level 11 is a very good example of just how different this level can be.
Boomnoise opting to go for fence hop here.
And oh, almost.
Fortunately not getting it there. That
That's
strat
actually,
is very inconsistent and very hard to do.
it's also pretty new too. It was discovered pretty recently.
Magic8Ball just finishing up level 15 here.
Magic8Ball is on level 13, which involves a lot of moving platforms that are triggered by these drum switches, which is what Boom Noise is going to get into right now. I like how in the beginning, as you see there's like all these orange boxes, and you go through basically the only non-orange box. I just find that so funny. Here you see the runners using the charger to get grappling hooks to skip parts of the level. Also, in this section, we got some flutters. Their behavior is similar to the squeegees, except they're more robotic. They only go in certain directions, but their behavior is just as random. In a way, it can be a little more frustrating because since the flutters are so robotic, their behavior is harder to manipulate. Luckily, in this category, especially in this category, all we gotta do them. Hope they don't crush us. Also, we got a pretty cool skip at the end here. Just gotta jump, and you get right to the end. And it skips basically the entire end section of the level, which is pretty cool.
Depending on where that Octo Shower is in the last bit there, you might want to make your shots pretty quickly, otherwise it'll kill you. Which is always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, dying there isn't too bad because the checkpoint is right there. But you can't die too many times because if you die 3 times, you'll actually splat, and that'll take you back to the beginning of the level. So you definitely can't do that. Boomnoise is now facing the third boss, Octo Stomp. And here you'll be seeing a very similar strategy to Octo Oven, except Octo Stomp is a lot more mobile. And it's a lot more precise because, as you can see, Boomnoise is going to be trying to very carefully snipe the buckle holding the protection coat on Octo Stomp.
Octo Stomp is definitely one of the weirder bosses in this game. He has pretty weird movement. It's generally not very predictable. It can be manipulated, but it's quite hard.
Yeah. And also another thing that the runners are trying to do is, to get the fight to go faster, is trying to manipulate where Octostomp runs to, because one of his attacks involves charging, and so what the runners are doing are trying to move off to the side so Octostomp takes the shortest path to the other side of the arena, and that way it saves a bit of time. Uno is now going to be heading to World 4, and we fought World 3's boss, but now it's time to go right into World 4's boss, Octoshower. This is another very precise boss, but then again, any level with the charger is probably going to be a precise level. But basically what Blue Noise is going to be doing is trying to shoot all the octocopters off Octoshower, and going to be doing it as fast as possible. Well, it looks like Magic8Ball went for that jump there. Unfortunately, it didn't make it. That is a very precise jump. Usually, it's only attempted in the individual level runs. Oh, but he does make it the second try, though. Boom Noise with a very good Octo Shower, sniping every single Octocopter out of the air.
With a 41, that's a good time.
Very good time. Now Boom Noise is going to be going into level 19. The longest level in the game, besides Octavio, which doesn't count really, since we're not going to be doing him, but this level basically is going down three paths to get 3 keys to press 3 buttons to get to the end. And he's going to be using a lot of really cool tricks to get through as fast as possible. One is going to be throwing a bomb to get onto the grapplings. Also, another thing that Boom has a couple times throughout the run is that he's shooting the shielded enemy, shooting above them to in just the right way to basically getting his shots to go over the shield. It is a bit random on how fast it can work because again the bullet RNG greatly affects the is going over the shield. You do have to be at a very certain angle for it to even work at all. But it does have a little variance. Doing a cool jump here that Noise himself discovered. Getting a boost from the ledge. Now to get fast cycle on is gonna be activating a switch. Gonna be putting that auto bomb right there because auto bomb works the most consistent. To activate the next section. Pretty much when he does that is because if he shoots the switch right away, able to the moving platform time to activate the other switch. So he uses a bomb there. He basically plants a bomb there, then and then the bomb explodes, and then gets the. I think you probably know what I'm. Another squeegee section. Pretty RNG ending the. Especially if you're trying to go for the IL world record.
Yeah, that part especially is not very forgiving at all.
Yeah. But a fun fact, the best way to manipulate squeegee RNG is actually with auto bomb, which we don't use very often throughout the run. Magic8Ball seems to be having a bit of struggle on Octo Shower.
Yeah, Octo Shower can be very punishing if you miss one of those shots. Generally, it does give you a little bit of time to make up a shot if you do miss one, but again, very punishing if you do miss a shot. He'll usually go all over the stage and you have to chase him down.
Yeah, if you don't shoot all the Octocoppers, actually run away and then charge at you. And then just start moving all over the map harder into the Octocopters. And also, you know, obviously the time, since he's moving all over the place. boomnoise is level 20. This is similar to level 19, except it only has 2 split paths before the final section. One offers flutters and one offers invisible platforms. But one big thing this level uses is the pillars that move sections of the level. There's also a cycle here at the end that boomnoise just got. Also going to be activating that propeller to lower the Zatfish down. The jump is a bit precise because you basically have to, like, when you're jumping, you have to inch yourself forward a bit so you can shoot the propeller. And if you don't immediately pull back after shooting, you'll actually fall off the stage. So you do have to be pretty careful. It is easy to fall off if you don't perform that correctly.
Boomnoise moving on to level 16. This is another very cycle-based stage with the bowling balls.
Yeah, basically there's this platform in the middle of the level that is on a global cycle. And so you don't have to go extremely fast, but you just gotta go fast enough that you can make make the fastest cycle possible. Gonna be dodge rolling on some surfaces that are uninkable. That's another benefit of the dualies, because it is faster than just walking if you can't swim. Swimming is the fastest mode of transportation, but if you have like uninkable platforms and you can't swim, so the next best thing is to walk in kid form, but if you have trolls, you can go a bit faster. Just some movement options there. This level can be a bit frustrating with the bowling balls because they have bigger hitboxes than runners would expect. Especially if you're in kid form. They can very easily hit you if you're not careful. And since the level has a lot of thin platforms, so if they hit you in a certain way, they can actually knock you off the stage and you lose a lot of time.
If they don't happen to knock you off the stage, they can also break your armor in one hit.
Yeah. And breaking your armor at all already costs you time since you slow down.
Boomnoise also moving on to another level with a lot of cycles, basically these rotating platforms. To get the favorable cycles, you got to go fast.
Boomnoise showing off some Millennium skips. This also has Octo Stamps, which is basically pretty similar to Octo Stomp except the baby version. And also the Auto Stomp. The decks are no. Or and also just bigger. I forget the name. $136, still pretty decent time. Magic8Ball unfortunately missing the cycle, the fast cycle strat there. Some players use a regular splat bomb, and some use an auto bomb. They do both work, but you do have to throw them at a certain moment because when you defeat the octocopters, then the switch is revealed, but it starts going outwards, and so you have to throw the bomb at a certain time in order for it to be activated by itself. So you can go and try to make the cycle. Uno is now in level 18, which has basically half of it is... There's basically two auto-scrollers. One Uno is on right now, but with the duelist you can actually go a little bit faster by just dodge rolling up a really long grind rail. But then the last section in this level is a pure auto-scroller, where you just stand on a platform while enemies spawn. There's not much you can do besides go as fast as possible in the earlier section, of course. But one cool thing about this level is during the auto-scroller part, right? Take a little breather. Or just play around, kill the enemies. Looks like Magic8Ball struggling a little bit on the squeegee section. This section can be pretty annoying because the squeegees don't go where you want them to go. Oh no, he fell off. Oh, he's being surrounded.
What? Somehow that worked. Okay.
Okay.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, there is actually a strat to, you can actually kind of like basically get crunched by or squished by the squeegee almost. I know that kind of sounds a little bad, but they can actually like push you up on top of a platform. But hey, we take what we can get. boomnoise now here, doing another Octoling level. This one is taking place in the stage that you might recognize as Tower from the online multiplayer. And ooh, take instant death there by the Octo Sniper. They can be pretty annoying because the Octo Snipers will always lock onto your location and try to snipe you.
Taking a death on Octoling levels are really bad, especially on here.
Yeah,
On
because
this
they
level.
take you back on the beginning. Also, because it kind of treats you like an online match in a way, except you're against Octolings.
boomnoise moving on to the final world here, with Magic8Ball just finishing up level 16.
Now, the first level is going to be doing World 23, which is similar to level 5 in World 2. It's another heavy grind rail themed. This is actually one of the levels because it references my favorite games, Mario Galaxy. Because the name of the level is the Galaxy, one with the cosmos. And, ooh, taking an unfortunate death there. He got pushed off by the octo columns. You can take your armor if you're not careful. And also, the time that they pop out in that section is a bit weird.
Generally, people opt to just kind of go through them and let their armor regenerate. That's a pretty common strat, but boomnoise obviously opting to try and jump over them.
I also really like the music in the grind rail stages. I will say that the soundtrack is not really something you'd probably listen to, like, by itself. but they work really well with the single player, because you really just can't imagine these levels with any other music than what they're given.
Boomnoise just entering level 22, which is another squeegee manipulation part at the very end of it.
Yeah, level 22 is a very infamous level, because it's basically what I like to call the epitome of everything we speedrunners don't like about Splatoon 2. Because it has like octopods, which guys who explode. Has tentacooks, which Boomrays will get into that section right here. Has invisible platforms, GGs. Just like there's so many things that can go wrong in this level. That's why it's very infamous.
This part that Boomnoise is just getting up to has a bunch of enemies and a bunch of ramps, so it can be kind of weird, especially if the enemies decide to take some of the ramps and zoom around that little area right there. It can be difficult to kill them. And there are ways of manipulating them as well.
Yeah. It can still be a bit unpredictable, too. And looks like Boomer is falling off the squeegee there. You can actually get onto the platform, the final platform there, from either squeegee.
Although it is very much easier to do it from the squeegee with the taller platform on top of it.
Yeah. Oh, it is more preferably to get onto the taller platform, or the squeegee with the taller platform, but you actually can get to the platform from the other squeegee as well.
Boomnoise moving into the final Octoling level here on Muscle Forge Fitness.
And it is can be frustrating because the Octoling behavior is one thing you should know about the Octades is that their behavior and attack patterns are RNG. But in this one, it's it can really affect you because a lot of them like rollers and blasters, and they can really damage you if you're not lucky enough, really. Getting a 39 there, incredible time, though. Some runners prefer to take backup armor, just so it's pretty easy to die, especially in that level. But Boomnoise wasting no time. Going into level 26, another bowling ball level. Magic8Ball, I believe, is now finished with World 4.
Yep. Moving on to 22.
Yep. Okay, I believe. Level 26 is a bit so this level has a lot of platforms that move by themselves, but it also the drum switches that are moving the platforms at the end. And You can see that boomnoise actually has a ink storm special. It can actually be to hit the drum. Yep, see right there.
Also making some very
Hitting
close
the
jumps next to the big bowling balls there.
Yeah, very close encounter. Yeah, gonna be squeezing through, but another great level by boomnoise. And now boomnoise is about at the home stretch. You only got 2 more levels left, both with the charger now. So you can imagine some precise levels here. First is 24. This is probably one of the most precise levels of all, because once you approach these platforms, they start moving. So you can see here, Boomer is getting the setups with the charger to try to catch the moving platforms when they activate. This level can be really hard, and like even as professional runners, they sometimes have a hard time with them. We call the yop there. You can actually, from that moving platform below, you can jump on this little small platform and skip a small section, but it is pretty precise. Shoutouts to Liam G for inventing the yop.
Boomnoise moving on to the final segment in this level with this moving platform here, but we can opt around letting it do things that platforms does in its cycles, and we can just kind of hit the targets from the ground so we can get the key a bit earlier, finish
Yeah,
level.
basically, yeah, he activated very nice time, by the way. He basically activated all the switches from below with the charger. He didn't even need to activate the platform to take him up there until he needed to get the key. One Magic8Ball in the hair now doing the pulling level. Fun fact: Magic8Ball is actually the fall collectibles in this game. Before boomnoise found more strategies and took the records along with many others. Boomnoise is now in the very final level, 25. This one involves a lot of moving platforms that are on a cycle here. The name of the platform at house. I believe he's actually on pace for sub here, Octavio list. And oh wait, actually almost let the platform go there. Yeah, actually, he now has this moving platform. Is to keep moving by the
And that is
charger.
sub-hour for Boomnoise.
59:19. Well done, Boom.
That was quite the amazing showing from Boomnoise there. He got a lot of really good times.
Yeah, if you went into if he did Octavio, probably the worst, probably like if he got like the worst RNG, he probably would have gotten like a 106. which is definitely top 5. So very well done by boomnoise. I guess we'll see if we can get him here. We can do a little post-run interview.
Hello.
Hello, boom noise.
How did you think was the run?
Horrible.
How was the run for you?
I'm a little disappointed at some of the things, some of the silly mistakes I made, but overall I'm pretty happy. Got sub hour. Good enough.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Really got pretty close to a lot of IL world records.
How did that work?
Yeah.
But of course, that's probably what we can expect from the world record holder.
Alright, that was half a minute.
Yeah, I tried my best. I think I mostly made most of my mistakes around the end of the run. I know I made a level 5.
Alright.
I had a really bad death. I lost like 20 seconds. I got nollie jump, but then I died trying to get on one of the ink rails, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, overshot the rail there.
And then later on in like level 21, I don't know why my armor didn't like replenish itself, but I got killed by one of the snipers like right before I grabbed the zapfish.
Yeah, those snipers can be annoying.
Yeah.
But I should probably mention this now, but one thing I actually is that Magic8Ball didn't do level 7.
Wait, did he not do level 7?
Okay, so I was wondering that because he was really close to me going into World 3, and I was like, how is he this close to me? Like, I was like, he's popping off or something. I didn't even have the thought in my head that he skipped a level. I thought he was just like playing really well, and he was just keeping up with me.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought. I didn't even notice he skipped a level.
Yeah, at like certain points, I would look over and he would be like ahead of me, and I'm like, wow. But I guess he skipped a level.
There is a bit of against the rules, but I'm gonna let it slide because I'm sure he just forgot.
Did he notice it? I noticed
No,
he typed,
because
typed
I've
something
made
in
that
the
exact same mistake before.
Who hasn't, really?
Yeah.
What's with people?
It's now a community joke.
Yeah, it's kind of a meme at this point. I guess it continues.
Yeah, basically, if you miss level 7, you call it oboe strats. They're the best strats.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I can't talk. I'll allow it. But yeah, run.
Alright, here we go.
Besides, boom noise won anyway.
Yeah. Next run, next race, I definitely want to shoot for getting a 58. I definitely made some silly mistakes that I'm gonna work on. I didn't practice as much as I would have liked to going into this, so I'll make sure to spend time in this category.
Yeah. Do you think you got any sort of competition in this?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you and Ian, especially. I know you've improved like crazy throughout the past like month even. So I'm definitely a little bit worried going into some future matches.
You're not worried facing me?
I might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you've also been improving your time quite a bit.
In case everyone doesn't know, Pink Boomerang and I are tournament participants, so you'll be seeing us perform as well in the future.
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people have been improving in this category recently. Kind of scary.
Let's see. Coming up on the final stretch here with the last 2 levels. Charger. Alright, Magic8Ball's got one more level.
I'm happy that Magic did sign up for this tournament because he was one of the people that like I didn't even know that he ran this category, so I wasn't expecting him to sign up. I'm pretty happy he did.
With this game, you did some of the Octoling. You had some of the records on the Octoling levels, in the past. I believe particular ones such as when he had records for. Let's see if Magic8Ball can finish this race off strong. Let's see, he's almost done. Has had a pretty good level. And there we go. Let's see if we can get Magic8Ball in here.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see or hear how things went for him. Hey, GG's.
Hello, Magic8Ball.
GG's, boom. How's it going, guys?
Good. So how'd you think about your run?
I mean, like, this is the second full run I've done. I thought that it was decent for what it was. I know that I messed up a lot of tricks and just died a couple times when I shouldn't have, but overall I'm increasing consistency, and that's what I care about.
Yeah. Also, did you know that you missed level 7?
Did I actually? People said that.
Yeah, you skipped level 7. You know, don't worry about it. You know, it is against, but you know, I'll let it slide. Just make
We'll
sure you
let it
fix that first.
pass.
Yeah, we'll let it pass. Just make sure you fix runs. You know, honestly, I don't blame you at all because I've actually made that exact same mistake myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have it in my splits. Whoops.
Oh, it's all coming back now. The memories.
Yes, skip level 7.
Skip level 7.
Yeah.
I might try that strat.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty popular now.
Yeah, no, I think so. Gotcha. Yep. Totally just didn't do it. Whoops. Okay. Well,
Next time.
next time.
Yeah. But anyway, Magic8Ball, how do you feel being running this category and being kind of back into speed running Splatoon 2? Because it has been a while.
It has been a while, and just seeing how, you know, when I saw this tourney, I saw it as an opportunity to get back into things, and I'm glad that I did it when I did.
Mm-hmm.
I just, you know, I've been so busy with just summer and all those distracting things, and
Just real life stuff.
right. And so whenever I get the chance to speedrun, I'm always just so incredibly drawn to it, and I'll find myself running a level for like 3 hours and just lose track of time completely. So
Right.
I know that I love it, but it's just been hard for me to get into it. And I'm glad that I did this.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining. We're very happy to have you.
Thank you.
So, next time, we'll be staying in the winners bracket, facing either Boomerang or Scythe, whoever wins that match. And then Magic8Ball will go to losers bracket, and then facing whoever, also either Pink Boomerang or Scythe, whoever does not win that round.
Okay.
So stay tuned for the tournament. We got scheduled we got 2 matches scheduled. I believe, let's see. I believe we got one tomorrow. Let's see. Yes, we got one tomorrow. We got Talon, Trot, and Ian versus Yumoy tomorrow at 1. I'll be commentating then. And then we got me versus Cecile Go 3 on the 9th at 11:30. And then, of course, we'll have more to come after. And thank you, Pink Boomerang.
Of course. It's always a pleasure.
Of course. And thank you, runners, for participating. And we're looking forward to more performances from both of you very soon.
Yep. Gotta support Splatoon 2 whenever we have this opportunity.
Yes, and of course, thank you, SpeedGaming, for hosting this tournament as well. All these guys are great, very hardworking. To help us support speedrun community and making this game and community a little more heard, a little more known. So yeah, I'm going to be ending now. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you runners, and thank you SpeedGaming. And until next time, we'll see you later. Goodbye.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.